Hi, welcome to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Kolosey, the Director of Media, Text, and Digital Learning. On our show today, I have our guest, Corinne McManning. Corinne, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Corinne is a broadcast maintenance specialist for Pinellas County, and really that title just doesn't even do her justice. Corinne, what do you do?
I actually support all the schools in the county. I travel from site to site as needed to make sure that their equipment and their TV studios are up and running and that they are able to broadcast throughout their campus.
How did this job develop for you?
Good question. I did work a little bit in some TV production with some other programmings that we used to have within the county, and was able to work with Channel 14 on some projects and had some interest. So when there was a job opening, I was like, let me try, and it worked out, and I really, really do enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy getting out to the schools and working with the teachers, and I do get some hands-on with some of the students too.
What kind of technology do you work with in your job?
All different kinds, really. It's broadcasting goes all the way from just picking up the microphone to behind the camera to in front of the camera, and actually now we're actually streaming most of our broadcasts throughout the county, not just over the televisions. We're moving towards that streaming feature.
You mentioned you go to all the schools in Pinellas County. That's like 126 schools.
Yeah, it's a big job. I do enjoy getting to see the variety that's out there and getting to see how each and every location is doing something a little bit different. It's kind of exciting to see I've seen the kindergartners all the way up to 12th grade working with some TV production in one form or another.
So one of the high flyers here in the district is Osceola Fundamental High School.
Yeah.
And Debbie Rein there has been working on this project for quite some time. It's one of the few schools where basically that is her job, is to teach TV production. So we're going to stop in and see her and her crew today, and she's going to introduce herself and what she does.
I teach the TV video production at Osceola. I teach a show class where we produce a live morning show every day. I teach basic TV 1 classes. Those are intro kids. We learn the basics. We learn editing skills. We start with iMovie and then move into Final Cut Pro. They learn cameras, they learn lighting, they learn all the basic TV video skills. I teach advanced classes. I have levels 2, 3, and 4 that I teach. And I also teach a dual enrollment editing class for SPC here on campus, where the kids are earning industry certifications.
Industry certifications in TV editing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It really is. And it just goes to show that as you advance through the grade levels, that you can just keep on going with this. There's something for you. There's a future there.
So the meat and potatoes of her job is that her students produce their O-Town life.
Yeah, and they've named their morning show, which is really exciting. I've noticed a lot of high schools have done that, and they actually have done a lot of stuff where they have put it out for awards programs too. And having that name, O-Town Life, everybody recognizes it. So Debbie's done a great job at her school with her students and getting a professional look with everything.
Well, let's see her introduction of O-Town Life.
Ooh, O-Town Live.
What is O-Town?
O-Town Live. O-Town Live is our morning show. It's a student-produced show. I sit in my room. They come in here. They gather up all the emails, announcements, and they produce videos for the show. This week they're actually doing a wrap-up for homecoming. It's completely student-produced. Students run the TriCaster. They run the audio board. They do playback cameras. They write their scripts, produce their stories. They do all that and produce a show. And it's broadcast to our student body. I've now actually taken that show and put it up on my OneDrive so teachers can access it different times throughout the day. But we've been doing it for a long, long time. The kids love it. They absolutely love it. They love the whole live thing. So people have asked, well, why don't you tape it and do it the next day? To me, that's not real. That's not real world. For them doing a live show, that's real.
What all is involved in producing a live show for these kids?
And to me, I love to see them do the live show. As she said, the kids love it. They get in behind the cameras. They have a producer in the room with them. They have to practice. They have to write a script. When I work with some of the kids, I'll go out, and especially at the elementary level, I'll tell them, your script runs a show. You have to write a script. You have to have a script writer. You have to know what's coming up next, and that script tells them. So that is a very important part of it, along with the producer guiding them along the way. Having the talent to sit in front of the camera, just this today, a little nerve-wracking, but you know, they get used to it and they love it. And then there's people behind the cameras that are doing just as much work, working just as hard to make it all happen.
All right, so she talks quite a bit about video editing and the importance of that. So let's hear her address the editing piece of it.
Okay.
My passion is editing, obviously. They need to learn how to edit. And honestly, I don't care whether they use iMovie, Movie Maker, Final Cut, Premiere, Sony Vegas. It doesn't matter to me what they use. I teach those free programs first because you can get your video into the computer, you can make it look pretty, sound good, and you can get it out and deliver it. And any free program will do that. Our programs have the bells and whistles, and that's kind of cool. The kids know how to use those. To me, I think video editing, everybody's got their phone, everybody, you know, videotapes. Does it have to look good? I watch a lot of YouTube lately, and is their video good? I don't know. I don't know that it's really that good. Are they holding their cameras vertically as opposed to horizontally? Yeah, they're doing that. Are they still successful? Yeah. So to me, being able to tell the story with video editing, I think that's the most important part.
I imagine in the time that you've been doing this, we've seen a lot of advances in the technology used.
We have. She mentioned the TriCaster. A lot of the schools are using TriCasters now. It is the little box that makes everything happen. I worked with a lot of the students and with the teachers as they go along on how that all comes together. Everything has to get to that one piece of equipment to get out to the world. The students need to know that. I mean, they can walk through that studio, trip over one cable, and the whole show's down. So you have to figure out what goes where and how it gets out to the world.
So what does a TriCaster cost?
The TriCaster is pretty costly. It's up to about $5,000.
Oh,
but it is the hub of that studio. It's making it happen. So
what's happening inside the little box of a TriCaster?
Well, and it runs like a computer, but they're bringing in their packages. They're bringing, as she said, they'll do stories. They even can do their live show, have their live show going, have their little package on a thumb drive, bring it to the TriCaster, and play that out during their live show. So they can bring in their packages, it actually does audio, and it actually brings everything to that one place, and they do all their video switching in that one little place, and that's what goes out for the world to see.
How many schools have TriCasters?
We have been working on that program for a little while now, and thankfully we have approximately 80 schools now that are running with a TriCaster, about 30 maybe more that we're hoping to get one with them too, and at all levels. And it's like I say, it's amazing too. High schools are using them, so are those third graders, second graders. They're running a TriCaster, they're running a video switcher.
Where does that resource come from?
It's coming from Library Media Technology at this time. They have come up with a program to refresh these schools with a better piece of equipment than what they've been running and make sure that they are up to date with their technology.
And Library Media Technology also gets a portion of the referendum.
Exactly.
And so ultimately, this is an opportunity that is provided by the referendum.
It is.
That schools otherwise would not have.
That's true.
All right, so Debbie has a couple more comments about the changes in technology that she's seen.
They're shooting in 360, they're shooting with their iPhones. There's programs being shot with iPhones now. There's movies being shot with iPhones. I have to say that mobile stuff is probably what's really hot right now.
You know, what's really amazing to me about this, Corinne, is how the kids really are taking responsibility for this.
They are, and they should. I mean, I think you heard Debbie say earlier that the kids produce the morning show. Those kids are letting the rest of their peers know what's going on at their world, what's going on at Osceola High School. They're letting them know. It used to be back in the day, the principal would get on the loudspeaker and say, "Good morning, please stand for the pledge," and it was very dry and very, just pay attention. Now they can actually see those students on camera, see their peers, and hear what's going on from them, and I think that means a lot.
And so we're going to hear now from Debbie Rein students at Osceola Fundamental High School.
Are you ready to have fun in Ms. Ryan's TV production class and learn how to make videos and edit them?
I know I am.
Well, let's get to it.
Let's go. Alright guys, listen up. Alright, so we have to do this Pinellas County School video. It's gonna be good. Rebecca? What do you have?
So my video basically just explains what TV production is all about and what our goal is in this class and the rest of the classes, and it just gives a little bit of a taste of what TV production is.
A typical day in our TV production class is us either discussing what we've been doing in the class or analyzing each other's videos, or the majority of the time we are working on whatever project we're doing with each other. And so we'll just be kind of sitting together and, picking music or, editing everything. So that's pretty much it.
Usually, depending on what we're working on, we come in, take our daily picture. At the end of the year, we put them all together to see how we've grown throughout the year. And then we'll edit a video or shoot a video or write a script.
It's one of those classes where, for the most part, kids don't mind coming here. It's their little release. They like to be creative. They like to videotape. They like to do their thing.
I really like the creativity, and I like to make videos and sometimes get them aired on the news, so that's pretty fun.
I like this class because I actually realize how many careers there are that you can use with film and stuff, and it's not just with movies or anything. You can go into music or writing or journalism or anything that you can use film with, and I think it's a great way to tell a story and express ideas and get things known.
So we do a live morning show every day. The kids get in here at anywhere from 6:30 up to 7:05. They're getting in here. They write scripts overnight. They do all that, and we get the announcements on TV. They also produce videos.
In the morning when I get in here, the first thing I do is I go in the studio and I make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and I make sure everything's getting done so then we can have our show ready by 7:05.
A challenge I still face is being in front of the camera, but it was kind of a good lesson to learn because I always thought when I was younger, growing up, I always thought I wanted to be an actress, and then when I got in this class and started being in front of the camera, I realized that I actually prefer being behind the camera and working editing and stuff a lot more than I do being in front of the camera.
It's a laid-back environment, and also it'll be what I'm wanting to do when I get to college, so it's been good preparation towards that. Alright, iPhoneography.
It's going to be about why we use our iPhones instead of the expensive cameras that we have, because they're lighter and easier to carry around the school with us, and they take good quality video.
Due to a substantial amount of budget cuts in the Pinellas County Schools, students have started to use their own cell phones for videos, and I've actually found that they are liking it better.
This has so much better video quality. You could buy a $20,000 camera or something, and sure, it is good quality, but this is more mobile, and instead of having a big camera, you could just have a small phone that has almost the same video quality.
Students at Osceola used several cameras to compare the video quality and found that they liked that of the iPhone better.
Okay, who's next?
Me, I'm next. So the dual enrollment video that I'm working on, it's going to be really awesome. I'm going to have a recording of the whole classroom. I'm going to interview some people. I'm going to bring it all together. I'm going to put it on a little SD card. I'm going to insert it into the computer, put it into Final Cut, and edit it all together. It's going to be great. It's kind of difficult, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. You take the videos, you drag them into the timeline, then you edit them together, trim them up a bit. It's like taking a little cloth and cleaning your glasses and seeing clearly for the first time in a long time. That's what making a video kind of feels like.
Here at Osceola Fundamental High School, we offer many electives for students to sign up for, from creating 2D art to TV production. Another similar course is Basic Video Editing, a dual enrollment class offered by St. Petersburg College. So let's jump right in and learn more about this course. Basic Video Editing is a dual enrollment class where you learn the ins and outs of Final Cut Pro. What sets Basic Video Editing apart from TV production is that it's a dual enrollment class, meaning that you will earn college credit while taking the course. At the end of the course, you test for a Final Cut Pro certification, which looks great on any resume. Here are what some students had to say about the class.
I like taking the basic video editing class because it helps me out a lot in my other TV production class. I use a lot of the stuff we learn in this class to make my videos in the other periods.
I like taking this class because it's dual enrollment, so it gives me college credit and I don't have to go over to any other campuses. I can take it right here at my high school, and I think it gives me a good opportunity to actually learn the software in a smaller setting, because normally our classes are really big and this one gives you one-on-one time with the teacher.
I really like this class because the software is easy to pick up and it's really fun to use. And I've always wanted to learn how to video edit myself.
If you're really into editing and video production, I'd recommend taking this class because it's a lot easier to edit videos if you really know the software.
I would recommend this class to anybody who wants to actually learn the software.
Even if you really don't know what you're doing when you come into here, I came into this class somewhat less experienced than everybody else, but very quickly I was able to catch up to their level due to how well the technology is to learn and how good the teaching is in this class.
So what are you waiting for? Sign up for Basic Video Editing.
I do have lots of stuff. I do have lots of trophies. My students enter into the Pinellas County Media Awards. It's sponsored by Pinellas County Schools. They enter into categories like book trailer, public service announcement, documentary.
And then we have more trophies over here because we couldn't fit all our glorious trophies up here.
They enter into all of these categories, and the last couple of years actually, my students have done really well. We've actually gotten first, second, third in most of the categories that we enter. Their videos have gotten better and better each year. So we got a lot of trophies. I'm sure they like getting awards. Who doesn't like getting handed a trophy like this with a medallion?
You know, Pinellas County does offer a lot of opportunity for students to follow their digital dreams. Yeah. Audio? Who's next?
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I hit play in?
Yeah.
Alright.
TV production at Osceola is more than just video. Audio is very important to making a video come to life. Here's a video with no audio in it whatsoever. As you can see, it's very bland, you cannot tell what's going on. Here's a video with audio, including a voiceover and background music made from GarageBand.
If you want to get with it, make sure you click it.
The added audio really adds a better feel and you know what the video is trying to get across. To achieve good audio, students use professional microphones to record all voices. In fact, this whole entire video is recorded using only resources available in the TV production program at Osceola Fundamental High School.
Alright, so good job everyone. I think this will be a successful episode for digital learning. If you need us, we'll be in our office.
Most people like it.
The way this whole little project started with them is I just went and visited the class, and I just said, hey guys, I do this thing, it's called digital learning, maybe you've seen it, and it said, you know, tell us how you do digital learning. So how is their work comparing with work you've seen around the district?
I believe that most of the high schools are pretty close to doing a great job, just as great as Osceola High School. Osceola, Debbie had said in her little clip that she's been doing this a long time. So she's got many years of experience, and she teaches TV production. A lot of our high schools don't have that luxury. They don't have a specific class for TV production, or if they do, that teacher's splitting between other subject areas. So it's more challenging for them. But they're trying to keep up. They're doing a good job. They're working hard. The kids, as she has said, the kids love it. They love it. It doesn't matter, like I said, if they're in front of the camera or behind the camera, they love putting those packages together and putting together a show.
Well, speaking of cameras, it was interesting. They showed just a clip there of a bunch of cameras that they have, but they've pretty much gone to using their iPhones.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this elsewhere?
I'm seeing it in the high school level for sure. I mean, every student's doing a video, even if you're not in TV production. Probably you and I pick up our phone and shoot a video. It's just what's happening these days. And it's okay. Like Debbie said, is it great video? Probably not as great as if you had that nice camera there to work with, but you can still get something to put together, a little package to tell what's going on in your world.
They spent quite a bit of time showing us their trophies.
Right.
What are they getting trophies for?
Their trophies that they were showing us there particularly were for our Educational Media Awards. Library Media has been hosting that program for, oh my gosh, I want to say 18 years or better now, and at all grade levels, K to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 12, can enter in all those categories that she had talked about earlier, and can possibly win first, second, or third place award. If they place first in Pinellas County's competition, they move on to a regional competition, and the first place winners there move on to the state competition. So it's a pretty big deal for those kids, and as you see, Osceola's been doing a grand job of getting some of those trophies in their classroom.
So what were some of the categories?
Book trailer, animation, public service announcements, which there's different levels. Book trailers are a 2-minute video clip. Public service announcements are 60 seconds. Then you can go ahead and do a comedy. You can do a news show, you can do a news feature. Those can be up to 7 minutes long. So it can be pretty detailed or it can be short and sweet. Here's what we're doing. You know, this is what we want you to be aware of. So it's a big variety for them to choose from.
Well, we happen to have a trophy right here. Explain this to us.
We do. Osceola Fundamental actually advanced from first place in our county on to regionals, on to the Jim Harbin Awards, which was awarded at the FAME conference over in Orlando just, I think, last month. And they took third place. So we're really proud of them. They've done a great job. There were several other schools. A couple of our elementary schools did very well. First place at Perkins had done several. Sandy Lane had got a second place, I believe.
And this is at the state level?
At the state level, yeah. So it's pretty amazing to see our kids are putting together a package that can go to a state level, the whole state of Florida, and still get an award for it.
What is the timeline for the Emmas? If a school wants to get involved in that, where are we now for this year?
They are working on putting together Emmas right now, Emma packages, and they're due around Valentine's Day. Usually, depending on if it's usually that Friday right before Valentine's Day, depending on that date. And then they are judged, and then they have to be sent off to the regional about 2 months later. And then it just advances.
And who does the judging?
We try to bring in people throughout Pinellas County that have some experience with broadcasting. We also bring in some rookies. You're going to see a public service announcement. Yeah, you want to be able to judge the key factors of how they put it all together, but does it have that message? Is it really a public service announcement? Is it really a comedy? It can be challenging, so we try to mix it up a little bit and bring people throughout the county.
Let's talk a little bit more about the resource of Video Furnace. So it's a place where the kids can collaborate and schools can share. What else does Video Furnace do for us?
Video Furnace is the avenue to stream out whatever school is broadcasting. Available 24/7 within Pinellas County's intranet. So let's say a guest speaker were to come to a school and they want to let everybody else know. An author's coming to an elementary school. We want to let all the elementary schools know, tune into our channel. We're going to stream it live and everybody can take advantage of that situation. And it puts out that live broadcast. It's a live feed. Now if they're recording, that works too. Just put it all together, record it, you can loop it all day long. So it can stream out all day long. I do tell the kids though, be aware that it's live all the time. So when you're in front of that camera and you're going, Video Furnace is seen so anybody within the county can see what's happening at your school.
Well, that's a lot of accountability.
It is, it is.
So you mentioned other channels as well for Video Furnace. Besides what the schools are doing?
The schools have their own individual channels, and then we also are streaming 24 cable channels. So those 24 cable channels, we have chosen our educational channels chosen by the county, by the different schools in the county, that they can tune into. So hopefully they're getting some advantage out of that also.
Do all teachers have access to Video Furnace?
They do, all teachers and students. If you're within the intranet of Pinellas County Schools, you can tune into vid.pcsb.org and tune into any of the school channels or those 24 cable channels. So everybody has access.
Okay. Well, Corinne, I really appreciate the work that you're doing, and I think that this is another example of real hands-on education for the students, impacting really standards across the board of all contents, certainly communication, English language arts, science, technology, the technology of the audio, the technology of the video, the arts, the visual, and so this is real-world application, and you know, real-world application for future jobs.
For sure, for sure. Those kids, starting at that elementary level, can see, hey, look at those middle school kids. With Video Furnace, they can look at what they are doing and look at what those high school kids are doing. I've seen some of our students move on. They're working at Bay News 9, for example, which is a local television channel.
We love Bay News 9.
Yeah, so just letting you know that they can get a job. This has a future. There's a way to go with it.
Well, thank you for your work here in
Thank
Pinellas
you.
County. Thank you for joining us today for Digital Learning. And we've been talking with Corinne McManning about our TV production studios in Pinellas County, and hope that you'll join us next time.